Hey folks, Fernando doing another video for the Survivalist. In this case, reviewing this tiny little knife by Schrade. It is designed though by Almar, model 2335, as I guess you can see there in the description on the blade. Yeah, that's not focusing that great. Doesn't matter anyway. What about there? There we go. So the same company, Schrade, is owned by Kai, I believe, which is the owner also of Zero Tolerance. Zero Tolerance are some tough, nicely made knives. Now Schrade is more of the budget-friendly line. Now the cool thing is that they usually associate with very well-known knife manufacturers such as Almar, and because of that they end up using their designs, which I suppose, given the volume of sales, it works for them as well. But that's basically how we end up with a budget-friendly line of very well-designed knives, and this is no exception. In fact, this is, I think, one of the best representations of it. You see some of the Emerson knives around and some others. This one, though, is very nice, very elegant, very lightweight and minimalistic in its approach. But I mean, you have a ton of knife for the weight, for the size, for the volume. You know, look at how compact this thing is. This is downright tiny, man. This is very small. And it's going at, let me measure that blade for you. It's around 7.5 centimeters, right? 78 millimeters, give or take. Almost, yeah, depending on how you measure it. And yes, you guys in inches, every inch is 2.54 centimeters. So I don't know, work the math. Basically, I think it's 3.25 inches if my memory serves me well. But for us that use systems that are actually, it's around 7 centimeters. I think that's it. I've read there online in the description that they say it's 8. No way, this is 8. This is about 7 centimeters, and that's okay. I mean, it is a small knife, but it's not bad at all. I mean, this is a knife that I got for my son. He wanted something a little bit more compact, a little bit smaller to carry around. He has it with him at all times. He previously had another Schrade knife, which I don't know what happened there, if he dropped it or whatnot. But anyway, it was not aligned correctly anymore, and it was the frame lock was. It's strange because it was as if the frame lock was too large to engage there and it wouldn't go through. And instead of monkeying around with the knife, just got a new one, because I mean, you don't want to have a lock that's going to be failing in the knife. For the price, get a new knife. So yeah, this is what he went with. I think it's a great model. I think it's a great design, especially for someone that wants something that is lightweight, that it's not too bulky for a certain way of dressing. You have to keep in mind there's different needs for different people. If you wear a suit all day long, maybe a big Voyager is not the kind of thing you want in your suit pants hanging, right? So yeah. Now at the same time, and they have these for scale, right? Because this also serves the purpose of giving you an idea of how small this is. Yet at the same time, if you deploy the blade, you're really not lacking a whole lot. I mean, sure, this is definitely bigger, but in terms of length, it's really not all that long compared to it. Yeah, sure, it's a little bit longer. It's a lot wider though. It's almost twice as wide as this one. But this as a minimalistic approach to having enough knife and, you know, at a minimal amount of weight and volume for it, so maximum efficiency, I think this is a more efficient knife than this one. And one more thing, based on my experience, and I have almost 2 decades now of using this blade shape, not this exact same multi-tool, because I've now retired my Charge titanium model. I'm now going with this one, but it's the exact same blade geometry, and it's very similar to this one. I'll tell you, I haven't found myself missing or found myself in a situation where I thought, man, I have my Lehrman with me, I'm using this blade, and it's not big enough for my needs. Never happened. So I'll say comfortably that for 99.9% of the situations where you need a folding knife, this thing will do beautifully well. You know, even for some of those occasions when you need to defend yourself, this is not a bad blade either. It is very, very sharp, razor sharp, and it's definitely very pointy. And as we know, pointy is always good for self-defense, right? The stabby, pokey thing is actually great. You can poke quite nicely with this one as well. You can actually poke better with this one. That tip is downright mean. As sharp as it is, it really doesn't take a lot to, you know, go through a lot of material with it. Now, you're looking at a knife that is, again, budget friendly, 50 bucks give or take. I'll leave the link there below in the description of the video. If I find it, often I don't know what's going on. Amazon is missing many of these things. So if I find it, I'll leave the link. If not, something similar. If not, look it up yourselves. You're going to be finding it, I guess, eventually if you look around for it. I don't know what this is. This is definitely steel, right? Painted or some kind of black coating finish, which is nice and smooth. Now on this other side, this looks like G10. You know, this looks like some kind of G10, which has a great feel to it. It is has a nice tactile feel to it. Here you have the clip, so you can not really tell how much you're slipping there or not, but here you have a good bit of traction. Besides that, you have the speed safe system, which is very nice for people that are used to it. It's super fast. It takes a little bit of a acquired taste if you're not that familiar with it, if you don't like it all that much, but as soon as you get used to it, and at times I've had knives that had the system that I carried around a bit, and yeah, once you get used to it, it is super fast, very convenient. Using a little bit, you have those bronze washers there, which as they keep on wearing and smoothing in, the action is going to be a lot smoother even. You have a blade that is HCR 13 MOV, good steel. That's high quality. It's not premium steel, it's not expensive or fancy steel, but it's definitely high quality steel. I've been very happy with my knives in CR and HCR MOV. HCR 13 MOV, a little bit of a mouthful. It's good steel, takes a nice edge, and it holds that edge well enough based on the number of knives that I have with this same steel. So I'm okay with that, and I understand why Schrade uses it. It's a budget-friendly steel, yet good stuff. So yeah, that's it. You have a pocket clip that cannot be moved to the other position, so it's going to be fixed in a tip-up carry, which is usually what most people favor, though you cannot go with a left-hand clip. It's going to be staying there. I like these red the little spacers there that it has. That looks very nice with a black, good contrast logo from Almar, and a deep carry pocket clip. Even though you cannot change it, look how deep that thing is going to be going. So when you need to be when you don't want to have people around you notice that you have a knife, or be almost impossible for anyone to tell because there's almost going to be nothing there. It's only the clip. So yeah, that's the only thing that's going to be exposed there. Very nice deep carry pocket clip, good opening system, nice blade geometry, and I think it's a home run for anyone that likes or wants something that is very discreet. That's the word I've been thinking of most of the video. Discreet would be the way that best describes this beautiful knife by Schrade, designed by Almar. Folks, it's gonna be all for now. If you're interested in more of this type of content, you have the videos, of course, in the channel. You have my books, which are available in Amazon, following the links below as well. You'll find those. Street Survival Skills is where I cover most of the EDC stuff, stuff from the way you dress, the clothing, Grayman approach, EDC stuff, self-defense. I mean, the stuff that I've mentioned in the previous video as well, using a blade for self-defense, using a firearm for self-defense. Those are all chapters covered here for the economic aspect of survival, surviving the economic collapse. That's another book of mine, available in Amazon, following the links below. Over 1,000 reviews and going strong still. See you on our next video, folks. Take care.